This is the JSCause tutorial from JSCause.org by 8th Jouster. This is the lesson number 1 of 7. We'll focus on how to launch JSCause and display a site in the browser. First things first, let's set up JSCause. We've downloaded the standalone zip from the JSCause.org website. Let's decompress it. On a Mac, all I have to do is double-click. On Windows, I believe you have to right-click on it, then choose Extract. All in all, once the file is decompressed, go inside that directory in a terminal. Let's do that right now. There it is. Then type node JSCause and hit enter, of course. So let's do that. When you see this message, it means that the server is running. And this is the address JSCause is running from. Let's go to a web browser and type that address. We will be greeted with a security warning message. This is normal and expected in a development environment such as ours. We are using HTTPS with a self-signed SSL certificate, and browsers usually caution us about them. On a real production site, SSL certificates must be provided by a certificate authority or through the free alternative Let's Encrypt. Generating certificates is not on the scope of this tutorial, but there are plenty of guys out there on the internet. Okay, let's bypass the security warning for now. Again, this shouldn't be happening in a production website, but in a development or test site such as ours, it's fine. And there we have it, JSCause's default page showing us that it works. Every time we refresh the page, we get different colors. If we examine the source code, don't worry if you don't understand the code, it's Css Animations. Let's go here, page source. We can see that the colors appear to be hard-coded in the styles. Here are the colors, RGB. That means they are being generated server-side, showing that JSCause is actually working. Great. You'll see that each refresh request was logged in the terminal. Let's go to the terminal. A copy of these are in the logs directory as well. There you have it. Okay, so to stop JSCause, just hit the good old Control-C or send the SIGTERM signal to its process. So where is this page coming from? Let's check out the structure of the package we unzipped. Our website resides inside the sites directory, or folder if you want, my site subdirectory. Inside, we'll find even more subdirectories. The more interesting one is website. Website has the actual files that comprise our website, the files whose contents we send to the browser. Notice that the extension is JSCP. This is the standard extension for the code that JSCause runs. Let's double-click on website just to have it on its own view. Okay, these files are almost close to an actual website map. For instance, if we have a file called secondpage.jscp, it will be available from HTTPS, well, from this address, secondpage.jscp, or even just second page. Of course, it doesn't do anything right now because we just added it. Index.jscp is special, as you may know or figured out, in the sense that it's available from both index or just the root of the website, right? The exceptions are the error 4xx and error 5xx files, which are used when the website needs to display an error. For example, when a page is not found. They are straightforward to use, but we won't focus on them in this tutorial. You can read more about them in JSCause's official documentation, but I can show you here really quickly that if I use an invalid anything address, then I'm going to get a page not found. And this message is actually coming from error 4xx.jscp. Okay, if we examine index.jscp, we'll notice that it contains the HTML the browser receives, plus a few extra bits enclosed between the JS tag. These sections are run in the server before the document is sent to the browser. What you see inside the JS tags will not be sent to the browser. Here's a spot in which the colors, the RGB numbers change. These are provided by this function RGB value. And where is that function defined? Well, we defined it here at the top. And see how the code is pure JavaScript? Well, of course, because we're running Node. There are actually two kinds of JS tags. There's the tags that enclose code that will be run on the server, and that's it. And then there's the JS equal tags that print the result of the enclosed expression in the HTML. If the equal sign wasn't there, the function would still be called, but in the browser, we'd see an empty space here and here and here. Notice how this HTML here is enclosed in a for loop. Instead of us writing repetitive HTML code, we can let the server do that for us. We write this block once, and the browser receives 10 copies. There you go, from 0 to 9, 10 copies. This is generated by the for loop. All right, on the second lesson, we'll create a functional website about, I don't know, let's say food recipes.